Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Step Chat here from the Fortress of Solitude. Good to see you all. Thank you all for being here. So welcome once again to another edition of Step Chat. For those of you that are watching either live with me here tonight, or those of you that are watching on one of the replay options, thank you very much for taking the time to join us. Greatly appreciate it, and I look forward to all kinds of fun stuff with you tonight. As we have already discussed, this is our 1 million bubbles weekend, April 26th and 27th. It's always, for those of you that are keeping track at home, 1 million bubbles is always the last weekend of April. Again, this project was founded during the COVID pandemic as a way to share our artistry and our love for what we do with our neighbors and bring people happiness and joy at a time that was very, very scary for a lot of people. We have continued the project on and will continue the project on in one form or another. This year, the project took place this weekend. And as we all know, we had a very special meaning behind the project this year, in addition to what we already do. This year, we asked everyone to do efforts, including the color pink, as a tribute to the memory of our dear friend's beautiful daughter, Olivia Delaney Chase. This photo that you're seeing here was actually what Stacy and her team did for their 1 Million Bubbles project in honor of Olivia. It's wonderful. It looks great. Very, very well done. Now, to take a moment and to be a little selfish. So this is my contribution to the 1 Million Bubbles project today. As I mentioned on Lisa McIntyre's Kicking Back with Lisa Mac the other night, what my plan was to repurpose some of our decor. The bunnies and the carrots that you see in these pictures were actually created for an Easter display, obviously last weekend at a casino. So and again, everybody knows me, knows that I love alliteration. And it just literally hit me out of nowhere. And I thought, oh my God, this would be hilarious, or at least cute, if I did bunny badminton. So there you go. We're going to recap some things. We're going to expand on a few other things. But tonight's episode is really going to be kind of like a revival, as it were. So again, I do want to remind everybody that we are in the middle. We have reached the halfway point of the float draft for our teachers. Again, as a reminder, these are the sponsors that are currently in the process of still debating instructors. Anagram, Batalic, and Gemar both have 2 choices left, and Globus Payaso, Calisan, and Tough Techs all have 1 choice left. Now, again, the information was sent to our sponsors on Monday of last week, which was the 21st. So these were the sponsors that had open spots left. Of those sponsors, as of today, this is where we are in the process. So as of now, our friends at Globus Payaso and at Tough Techs have submitted their selections for the teachers in the lists. Now, there's an asterisk next to Globus Payaso because Globus Payaso selected their primary selection, but they failed to make an alternate selection. So I did respond to them and inform them that, hey, this is, we still need a substitute. All of our sponsors that have not yet made a selection in the drafting process, they have until 12 p.m. Pacific time on Monday, May 5th. So they have 1 week from tomorrow to get this in and get their choices in. For those of you that are eligible instructors and you're waiting around, I am not informing anybody yet until I have all 6 selections turned in. Okay, folks, let's talk about Aloft. For those of you that are unaware, Aloft is our streaming service, 24-hour-a-day streaming service that we offer as part of the Orange Floativerse. These streaming service consists of recordings from live classes that we have run. It also includes a great deal of content from the old Array Deco video days that I used to produce years and years ago. There's previous float conventions on there and all kinds of other stuff, and that's available to you and all of our members for a 6-month price or an annual price, depending on which you would prefer to do. 6 months is $80, and a year is $120. The $120 price point breaks down to $10 a month for over 150 videos, classes, podcast episodes, and more. With that being said, our May class coming up, we're very excited about, because May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we are thrilled to have Sharissa Sawyer joining us. Sharissa is a licensed social worker who specializes in event production professionals, and she is going to be talking about avoiding business burnout. The virtual class will be taking place on May 13th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Time, and whatever the hell time it is where you are. If you aren't a Loft member, do nothing. Your invitation will be emailed to you on May 12th. So all of your login information, all that stuff will be sent to you. If you are not a member of a Loft, there are 2 ways that you can take this class. Well, there's 3 ways. You can either A, join a Loft, and then you too will be included in the class for free. You can pay $25 and sign up to be a one-time attendee, and that way you will also receive a digital download of the class when it's over. Or, of course, you can simply wait till later when it's available for sale on the Orange Store. However, after the class begins, the price goes up from $25 to $50. Okay, if you were with us last week, you were here for the big news. We could officially announce that Float is extending the convention by another day. Because we can't start having events at 3 a.m. So welcome to the Float After Party concept. Tonight, we are going to spend just a couple minutes reviewing what's going to be happening during that process. So on Thursday, January 29th, Float will now be offering a series of events and activities throughout the day to extend the convention even further. From 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., Float will feature the Float Feedback Meeting. This is the Steve and the Lion's Den concept, where we invite you to attend and bring your feedback on how you could, things you liked about the convention, things you'd like to see different about the convention, and things that you present to us are taken into consideration for future events. From 10 o'clock to 1 p.m., we'll be hosting 2 different business-themed masterclasses. Those will be taking place at the convention. You must be pre-registered for those, and that does involve a separate fee. Masterclass fees on average tend to run about $99 per class. They are, however, included for free with the Flotation Pass, which will be up for sale in September. From 1:30 to 3:30, we will be leaving the Grand Sierra Resort and going out to lunch somewhere on the town. So bring your wallet, bring your pocketbook, and join us as we go out for lunch somewhere on the town. From 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., the Jam Room will reopen one last time. Everybody can hang out together. You can make balloon animals. You can do all kinds of stuff. Please keep in mind, you will need to provide your own product for this because all of our sponsors will be packed up and gone by this time. And finally, from 7 p.m. until it's over, we'll all be hanging out in the bowling alley at the GSR for our group bowling night. And along these lines here, because we have now extended the convention the way that we have, and because we are asking people now to potentially stay an entire other day at Float, we now have 8 masterclass instructors, and those instructors are going to be announced next month. So normally we'd be waiting on this until like September when the Flotation passes go on sale. However, we are not going to be doing this time around. We are going to announce them now because, again, if people are going to be buying airline tickets, we have to make sure that they have plenty of time to do so and know who's going to be where. I do want to remind everybody once again that we are currently taking applications for the fashion show. This year's fashion show will be taking place as a formal part of the convention. It's not going to be a surprise this year. It's going to be taking place on Sunday, January 25th during the opening night event, just like it did last year. Again, the difference is this year, you'll all know it's coming. Applications are now being accepted on our website on the activities and schedule page. So if you go to floatconvention.com and go to schedule under the Float menu option, you'll be able to sign up there. However, I would like to make one point, and the reason why we're bringing this up tonight. If you wish to be a designer at the fashion show, please limit your applications to 1. Well, that's all the news we have regarding the convention in Reno this week. So let's talk a little bit about some other stuff. First of all, I want to thank everybody for participating in today's Step Chat survey. Today's topic was a very important one, I think, because I was having a conversation with one of our vendors recently, and they were expressing some frustration. And I said, "Well, what are you upset about?" And they were angry that all anybody comes to Float for is to get free stuff. And I said, "Huh, is that you think?" And they said, "Absolutely. That's all it is. It's just them wanting free stuff and this and that and blah blah." So then I thought to myself, okay, well then let's take a moment. Let's actually ask the people that are coming to Float. The question is, when it comes to the vendor showcase, what is the number one thing you look forward to, or what is the number one reason that you're excited about the vendor showcase at Float? The categories were newest releases of products and services or things, discounts and deals, giveaways and freebies, meeting and visiting with your favorite companies, just general shopping, placing pre-ordered items and picking them up at the convention so they don't have to be shipped, or something else not listed here in the comments. Overwhelmingly, 45% of the survey said the number one thing they were the most excited about at the convention is seeing the newest products and services that are being available. I do want to remind everybody that if you are registered for the Float convention, you are also invited to join the Float Forum, our exclusive Facebook group only for those individuals that are registered to attend Float 2026. For those of you that are registered, you received an email from me last week, and in that email contains a link for you to directly join the Float Forum. I would, however, like to take this opportunity to remind everyone that even though you may be eligible to come and be part of the Float Forum, that does not mean your friends and colleagues are. So please remember, do not invite random folks to join the Float Forum unless they are registered to attend the convention. I do want to remind everybody that if you are interested in securing a roommate for Float, whether or not you have a room already booked or not, we do have a post that is pinned to the top of the Float the Convention group where people there can leave comments and to look for roommates and that kind of a thing at the convention. So if you have a room reserved already and you would like to have a roommate to save some cost, or if you don't have a room booked yet and you would rather not, and you'd like to find somebody who does and you can take it from there, by all means, please use this post in the Float group in order to make these connections and get this going on. As promised, the Step Chat summary of last week's episode 260, was uploaded to our YouTube channel on Tuesday. It was recorded on Easter Sunday and was posted on April 22nd. So we are keeping to our new schedule. And that schedule, by the way, is as follows. The live recording of Step Chat will continue to take place every Sunday right here on the Float Facebook page. On Monday, the next day, the next episode, which in this case would be episode 261, the full recording will be posted to our YouTube page as well. And then on Tuesday, the summary episode will be posted to the YouTube page. Speaking of our YouTube channel, you can find us at youtube.com/@thefloativerse. And as always, we appreciate it very much if you would like our posts, share our posts, and subscribe to our channel. Subscribing to the channel helps push the channel. So we would greatly appreciate it if you would do so. And again, if you are going to subscribe to the channel, we ask that you ring the bell for notifications. And that way, every time a new video is uploaded there, you'll be able to find out immediately. I also want to take this opportunity to remind you all that this coming Wednesday, the ladies of Float are back at it again with Working Wonders. Ronnie, Lisa, Debbie, and Crystal will be at it once again this coming Wednesday night. This week, they're going to be talking about their favorite pieces of equipment. They are revisiting a subject that was covered a couple years ago. But again, as we all know, things change over time. We're excited to hear about what they find to be essential pieces of equipment with their businesses. And of course, as a viewer, you are welcome to chime in with the comments as well while they do the show live. That show will be taking place at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and whatever the hell time it is where you are, right here on the Float Facebook page. This coming Tuesday, once again, is Kicking Back with Lisa Mack, our weekly happy hour, virtual happy hour that takes place live right here, also on the Facebook page, also at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. That's right, whatever the hell time it is where you are. Now, just when you think we couldn't shake things up, Kicking Back with Lisa Mack international style. On Tuesday, May 6th, which is not this coming Tuesday, but next Tuesday, Lisa is going to be airing the show much earlier in the day as a benefit to our friends overseas. So, in an attempt to get more of our international folks to get live on the call, Lisa will be broadcasting on Tuesday, May 6th, starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 10 a.m. Pacific Time. Yep, you got it. So, that day on Tuesday, May 6th, Lisa will be broadcasting in the middle of the day. Kick it back with Lisa Mack, international style. And, folks, that will do it for today's episode. Before we go any further into the process, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the passing of a colleague of mine. Bill Beatty was a twister here in the Western Washington area. He was known as Dr. Twiston. He's never been to float. He made it very clear he is not a decorator. Very much an entertainer. Loved kids, loved coaching, spent many years as a teacher, very active in his church, very good person in general. Unfortunately, if you attended the Bling Bling Jam, I guess Bill was an active member of the Bling Bling crowd there at that particular event. It is my understanding that Bill passed away sometime around April 22nd. Bill was a very complicated man, but in the end of the day, he was a child of God without question, and he was a very, very good person. Come here, come on up here. Say hi. Yes, we'll get your ball in a minute. Say hi to everybody. They're looking at you, kid. Look at it. There you go. Thank you. Is getting a room for the last Thursday night going to be an issue? It shows there's a waiting list. That's a good question. I will reach out to the hotel about that. When we originally made our reservation for the number of rooms, this wasn't part of the equation. The only rooms that we had were going to be for like float staff and stuff, people that were staying till Friday that, we had to break down the convention. So I will reach out. I have been assured by them that there should not be any problems whatsoever in getting additional rooms. Opening night's dress code, will it still be orange? Yes. Opening night is always orange. However, given the fact that this year's theme, it's either costume or orange, right? Like you can either come in a costume that's themed for the night or you can come in orange. Thank you all very much once again, and we will see you next time right here in the Floativerse. Have a good one.